DigitalOcean.
No notes for this, but
Yeah, neither.
I don't think I'll be needing.
But we are indeed live.
Are we live now?
Yeah, so get your ass over here, mate.
Right now, sir. Right now.
We are indeed live, Wani. I need my Mexican hat on. Just won't feel right without it. You got a witch's hat. Yeah, it's like somewhat related. It's very tenuously related.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Wait a minute. I probably should actually check that the audio is...
And that song is for sure in my mind too.
Let's go.
Oh, when's this rip?
What's that?
When
It's
did
been
this
ripped
rip?
for ages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll put the rip away from me.
All right, turn
Away
up
from the camera.
this. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I
Liam,
think I lost mine.
did we watch WrestleMania today? Did you watch WrestleMania?
I did
today?
not. I haven't watched any wrestling for a few years. However, I watched WrestleMania. Now, I've watched a couple of WrestleManias. I've paid for a couple of WrestleMania pay-per-views as well.
Okay,
I
sure.
have indeed. Was it good, Liam? Was WrestleMania good today?
Yeah, let us know.
I
Let
do
us
know,
mate.
who was it? I think it was Brock Lesnar versus, there was like the unified champion versus the something champion, and it was Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns. Is that right, Liam? If I've got that right, I have not followed this for about 7 years.
Okay.
But I think I saw an ad for it. Maybe
Okay.
because I was watching a couple of WWE videos. In fact, I was watching a WWE video today, like literally just before.
Yeah.
About like the best moments of like ladder matches, man. Just like
Oh, yeah,
just
you
remind
love
me
your-
of like the insanity of
You
some
love
of
your
the
ladder ones, don't you?
stuff. Oh, man. I don't know what I think it's probably the acrobatics that's mixed in with like the gruesomeness and the pain.
Yeah.
Why is it that I enjoy that, but then it doesn't, like I don't enjoy, I guess, pain in other ways?
I don't know. So he says, but you have to defend that intercontinental belt that we have here. What actually is it?
That
It's
is the Intercontinental
heavy intercontinental. Yeah,
It
indeed. Heavyweight wrestling champion.
Now, if that for that one, let's see if I can get my history right. I'm pretty sure the Intercontinental belt was on SmackDown, and I'm pretty sure it was retired like in 2007 or 2008. But I think it was in SmackDown.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I'm going to Google this before we actually start.
For
See
sure.
if
We
it's
got 2 minutes until we'll be starting. Hello to any Hosky people out there. We'll be there's going to be some Hosky chat right at the start. I can tell you that, and it's
good.
somewhat related to why I needed to bring this topic up. But yeah. So this belt
Damn.
was surprisingly expensive as well. I believe it was my brother who got it, and he was I think he paid like $50 for it. It doesn't even, like, the Velcro is the shittiest Velcro I've ever seen. Look at this shit. It's sort of like glued
Wow.
on. It's not even stitched on. Like the Velcro is not the Velcro. The fuzzy patch is stitched on, but the actual Velcro-y little knobs, the little I don't know what you call those, the little hooks, is just glued on, man.
Just glued on.
And you pay
All right,
$50
just
for
before we start, I was completely and utterly wrong about when it began.
this. Okay, good.
It was 1979 in the original WWF, but it went into like 2001 was when it became like owned by the US Championship. So
Yep.
used since then, went all the way to about 2002. Then there was a brand split, but it was on SmackDown. So I was right at about 3% of that.
Gotcha. Good.
But-
that sounds about the normal for us, new
Yeah.
models.
It's about the
How much
right.
is that online,
Oh,
or is it just a
Oh,
photo?
that
of
was
it?
the photo.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, man. I think there's
Let's do it. Let's roll.
to kick it off.
You want to get? You want to do it?
Who did you do?
I
the
did
last
me and
one?
drinks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll do this one. Yeah, for sure. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Woof 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 woof. Welcome everyone. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Actually.
Yeah.
My
Give
brother's
me
actually
Debbie
got a really
Brenner's
good one.
vibes.
Yeah, he's got a really good one. Welcome everyone to a Mere Mortals musing session.
Musings.
So this is a
Got
live
few people-
session.
We've got a few people on already, which is
Yeah,
nice.
got some people in the in the live chat here. What up to the Hosky gang? And this is pertinent because we're talking about NFTs today, people. And the reason I brought this topic, I should say, I'm Kyron. Juan on the other side of the mic. And this came up for me, and I brought it up because I think I need an intervention.
Oh.
So
okay.
so like that was the main reasoning for this topic coming up. And there was two things. One which occurred actually last night, so even before this topic. Was it last night? Sorry, two nights ago.
Yeah.
And then one which was a week prior or so.
Okay.
And so I was basically noticing myself like I'm looking at a lot of NFT things, and I'm looking at them in investment type purposes instead of for the fun type. Ooh. Now, if you remember, probably 2-3 months ago, maybe even more, I was saying, I only care about them for the utility. I only care about them for supporting maybe my favorite artist or something.
Yes, I remember this, like the Cardano-based NFTs, CNFTs,
correct.
And you were like, it just looks nice, it's cheap, I'll invest into that.
I bought one of the mesmerizers from CC Vault, now called Eternal, which was a wallet, because I was like, I actually use this. Hell, I'll
support.
Buy one of these things. And, it was like 28 or something. I can't remember what it was. But now I showed you that Cardano Lounge Discord the other day as well, and you saw that there was
the amount of projects that are available there.
Tons, silly amount of things going on there, and I have bought one or two which are more on the investment side of things than the love/utility side of things.
Okay.
I wanted to examine my own thinking, almost like a way for me to get it all out and then see if there's like, I don't know, if this is a good idea, if this is a bad idea, what's going on.
Okay, so NFT Madness brought to you by Kyron Down. Okay.
Correct. So we're going to start off with Hosky. So
Hosky.
Everyone knows about Hosky. You know, on this channel, we've talked about it before.
Yeah. Our
two most popular videos are Hosky-related videos.
Yeah. What's
hilarious because we've been fucking doing this for 2.5 years now, and it's the random meme NFT that kicks off, not the
not all of the deep conversations that we might have taken out.
We did have
hundreds of hours of investment.
We did have a deep conversation about Hosky, but you know, it's a meme. It's a meme thing.
And look, it looks straight from, if you don't know, straight from CardanoCube.io. Hosky token is the premier low quality shitcoin theme token on the Cardano ecosystem.
Correct.
Just if you want to know.
And we probably should say, if you're completely new here, NFT stands for non-fungible token. It's basically a token that you can buy on any of the numerous blockchains. So Ethereum and Cardano are two very prime examples. But I believe they also have them on like Solana, Matic, and all those sorts of ones.
Yep.
And typically in current culture, they're a JPEG image, but they can be animated GIFs, however you want to say that.
You broaden them more than that.
Can be music.
Lucas said this to me a long time ago, and it only really took maybe a few months ago for it to really sink in.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone thinks of NFTs as images, GIFs, whatever you may be. NFTs are just a smart contract.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So if the smart contract just has an image, cool. It's just the image, but it's just an NFT is smart contract.
Okay.
On the blockchain.
Good. Well, yeah, so we talked about this initially, I believe it was January of 2021 was when you brought it up on the podcast.
Yeah, this is over a year ago that I was into NFTs, folks.
Taught me about it for the first time. And I bought my first one on Cardano, and I've only bought them on Cardano because just Ethereum gas prices scare me. I'm a scaredy cat.
Yep.
And so it's gotten to the point now where it's undeniable I have a bit of a problem. And so I'm going to switch over here on the screen so you guys can
let's talk about addictions.
see some stuff that's probably not the most flattering to me. It doesn't put me in the kindest of lights.
Okay.
So I'm bringing up here an image. You'll see it on your screen if you're listening to the podcast as well. And I've titled it "Oh Dear," and basically it's "Oh dear, I might have a problem." And so if you look at the screen now, you'll see I have 47 Hosky NFTs. Now, to be fair, 5 of them aren't mine.
That's true. One of them's mine.
And 4 of them are from a friend of mine. But
holy shit.
The problem is I created this image about 35 minutes ago. I've since bought 3 more Hosky NFTs.
To round yourself to 50.
And the problem is I noticed myself
Damn.
doing some really stupid things. So April Fools. April Fools was 2 days ago for us here in Australia.
Yep.
1st of April. I knew it was April Fools. I was well aware that I'm going to get tricked. And now for those who are new and haven't listened to us much before, I'm rather... we had a discussion. It wasn't gullible, but it was... there was another word for it. I can't remember the word for it. But
Persuadable?
Persuadable. There was a
Yeah.
particular word, but yeah, whatever. Gullible's good enough. Sure. It'll stand in for the moment. And so I knew it was April Fool's. I knew I should probably watch out for this day because
something's going to come up.
There's
this Hosky chat's going to, they're going to throw in something here.
Yep.
Now,
well, I didn't think about Hosky in particular. I just thought
broadly
people are going to say things which they might not mean and might be a joke and might trick me, and I get tricked very easily. And so what happened? You were out doing something. I had a dance event that I cancelled, and so I was just sitting at home and I was eating some dinner. So this was Friday evening, and actually no. In fact, you went out. So it was after you came home, and then you went out.
I was after that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so then I was just sitting there, and I happened to go on Twitter, and I saw, oh shit, it's happened. Hosky has actually rug pulled us. And I went, nah, fuck off. I went to their Twitter. Their Twitter was gone. I went to the Discord. The Discord was gone. And by gone, I mean there was nothing there. It was just completely empty. But the Discord and the Twitter was still there. And I had this sinking feeling in my heart. And I just went, fuck.
Oh, man, this is so good that it happened right now. This is unbelievable.
And so... And so
I'm just imagining this dude from work who I told you about all back in the day that had like so much into it as well. Remember?
Yeah, billions and billions and billions.
Oh.
So it was like, fuck. Well, the point that I liked about Hosky was they said they're a meme. They said they're going to rug pull you, but it was always sort of like a little bit tongue in cheek. It's a little bit
jest. It's like, haha, funny, but
they're hinting at it. The Hosky dog himself, the creator, he says, we never promised a rug pull. The community promised a rug pull. And the thing that really sold me for it was there's the other half of the Hosky team, which is Vegas pool. And so he's sort of a guy who's, runs a stake pool. He's got his image and face out there and stuff. And he replied to one of these things being like, oh, for fuck's sake, like shit. And it sold me 100%.
Yeah, 100% sold you.
And
I would have been sold. That dude, I wouldn't have cared that it was April Fool. I would have been like,
yeah,
I got
I alternated between the sinking feeling of being like, fuck, I was wrong. I misjudged this situation completely, and then also like, okay, fuck, this is kind of funny because it's going to be great podcast material as well.
Yeah.
The thing that said they were going to rug pull me, rug pulled, and
then
I was sad about it. I felt bad about it. And so there was just this sinking feeling, and I went, no, like fuck. And it stung. It stung more than I thought it actually would. And this is, just good lesson for everyone out there. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose.
Correct. Yeah.
In the particularly NFT space, but we'll say crypto as a whole,
yeah.
and
anywhere,
even
everywhere.
life,
Yeah.
even life. Now, after 20, 30 minutes, I sort of figured it out. Like, oh, it's April Fool's. Oh, he's just, muted the Discord. He's muted the Twitter.
Yep.
And I sort of jumped onto like an alternative Telegram and an alternative Discord. And there was all these Hosky people in there and they were all having fun. And I went, duh, Kyron, duh. But
well, they got you good.
They got me. They got me very good. And
I wish I would have been here for that. I would have been like,
fuck.
Kyron!
Yeah. Now the funny thing I guess from this is, okay, so what was my reaction after this? So I went through the despair. I went through the elation of realizing like, oh, it's April Fools. They got me. They got me good.
Yeah.
What did I do? Now they had closed the NFT, CNFT, the cash grab NFT minting capability for probably like the past month, I think, roughly something like that. They'd sold 200,000 of their nominated 420,420. And so they opened it back up again, and it was all April Fool's related. So there was like jester hats, and there was rug pulls, and there was all these things. What did I immediately do after this?
Buy some more.
I bought 6 of them. So, and my reason was, I think these dudes are fucking fantastic marketers. Their ability to create hype, to create just conflicting emotions, to create a wonderful Discord and things like that. It's top notch.
Yeah.
It's you always hear about NFTs. It's all about the community, but fucking oath, they've got.
This is all community. This is all community.
There's nothing else.
Nothing else.
There's nothing else behind it. There's a couple of JPEGs and whatnot.
Now, let me just ask you a question here. So this is an
please.
interesting story, and so my question goes: okay, so now you got 50 Hosky NFTs. Is that correct? So you got 50
now.
Now, what's going to stop you from purchasing more NFTs? Like, what's your end goal, I guess, in the Hosky NFT collections right now?
Well, that's the thing. This is where it's like the sliding slope towards being an investment. Because I looked and I was thinking, I've got a fair chunk of Hosky now.
Yeah.
I got about 7 billion.
Yeah.
What, should I take out some profits from this? Because roughly, if I sold all that Hosky token now on an exchange, it would be roughly equal to the amount of ADA I've spent on their NFTs, which is 200 and something now.
Gotcha. Yep.
So there was that, which is like, okay, well, now we're talking. Now I have to change my mindset. Hosky can't become fun anymore. Now it would have to be strategic. It would have to be. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to, experiment. I've never done liquid exchanges. Maybe I'd provide liquidity with my Hosky instead of selling it. But then you got to worry about impermanent loss and all these other DeFi related stuff.
Yep.
So there was that. And then I thought, or I could try and corner the market, or, not corner the market, but
Just
get a very respectable amount of Hosky so that if it does blow up, if Cardano blows up, and then if Hosky blows up with it, I would be I'd be pretty happy if I owned 0.1% of it. So
just for people playing at home who don't super know Hosky in depth, right?
Yeah.
There is 1 quadrillion tokens.
And one.
Hosky. 1 quadrillion and one.
And one.
Token. So for you to have 0.1% of Hosky, that would be 1 billion? No, what am I saying?
1 trillion.
1 trillion.
1 trillion and a tiny fraction.
And a tiny fraction. So you are still 993 billion away from that 0.1%.
Yes, a fair chunk.
So you're a fair chunk away from the 0.1%. However,
but I'm earning Hosky. You got to remember, I'm earning Hosky through my NFTs. So,
at what rate?
So at the rate at the moment, it's about 200 million. But
per
epoch, which is like per every 5 days.
Okay.
So by that math,
yeah,
it's going to take a while. But if I buy a lot more Hosky NFTs, and if I sort of split them up into different pools and to sort of maximize my Hoskiness by using the loyalty program, by using the trait program that they've got related to these pools, I think I could bump it up to maybe about 2 billion. So then that would still require, 50 epochs to get to 100 billion roughly. And then...
So 500 epochs.
So
So 500 times 5.
Yeah, which is
2,500 days.
Which is too long a time period. So I would probably have to buy another 100 Hosky NFTs, something like that. So
man, I can just I really hope some of these Hosky guys are in here, and especially some people who are benefiting off this, because they're like, dude, this is money to our ears.
Well, this guy, Milan says that those are barely 50 Hosky NFTs. Do you even Hosky? True. Garbage King. I have 400 Hosky NFTs. I've seen a wallet of a screenshot of a wallet which reckons it has 7 trillion Hosky in it, which is
more than it's 0.7%.
Yeah,
0.7% of the market.
I don't know how much you'd have to spend to get to that level, but a lot. I'm thinking, thousands and thousands of ADA of actual money.
I love it. Okay, this is true NFT madness.
Yeah.
Okay, so
anyway,
and I'm going to ask this to the chat at the moment. I'm going to ask it to you as well. So let's imagine worst state scenario for Hosky, which is No, worst state it was like actual rug pull, and that would be annoying. But let's say that the state goes, it actually just remains as it is in a, it has some value, but it's very, very low value, and it never goes up.
Yeah.
Just stays as a community thing. Let's say even if Cardano blows up, even if the shitcoin blows up, for some reason it stays at a really low
another
value.
shitcoin.
And now let's just say
goes
that
over,
you've bumped it up and you've got 400 NFTs, right? Hosky NFTs. What's your mentality like in a year and a half, 2 years? Like, is it to you as it goes, cool, that's fine?
Yeah.
Like, if you start transferring to that investment mindset,
yeah,
are you going to be annoyed because of that?
I think so. I think so. So I think this is sort of why I sort of need a slight intervention here to stop my thinking of NFTs as investment as a whole. And we'll get onto some of the other thoughts I've been having. But in particular, I don't want to ruin Hosky. I don't want to get serious about it. I don't want to have regrets about it. Even though there was that sting last night, it wasn't the sting of losing hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that would be a big sting. But if you start investing down the path of that and you do have, let's say 2% of your portfolio in Hosky and it never does well. Can you imagine just people in the chat right now, anyone who listens to this afterwards,
shit.
Please tell me what your percentage of your asset portfolio is on Hosky. Because if it's anything beyond 0.01%, I'm gonna be. I don't know what I'll be.
They'll be like, well, I've got 6 billion Hosky, and I believe the Hosky price will be $1 in a year. So technically,
$6 billion
it's like,
right now.
99.99999% portfolio.
Yeah, it'd just be wild.
Shit.
Before you get into the next bit, and I want to check these comments first. Is there any comments that we should reply to directly?
Let's see. When Hosky legal tender, I mean, they've got some merch coming out, so maybe you could, in the future, use Hosky to buy merch. That would be funny.
Hosky make some good merch. Please make some good merch.
Let's see. What did they have? Their merch was. I can bring up the Discord.
I'm going to call it out. If they can make the merch before VCon, I will buy the merch, wear the merch for VCon.
Okay, so first of all, I know that the merch is only in the States. So they got a mug there. Okay. I haven't been able to actually look.
We'll post it on the thing. Be like, if someone has a merch that I can buy in Minneapolis or in Minnesota, then I will get it and I will wear it to VCon. So it'll be like this massive NFT conference, and I'll be hopefully there'll be somebody else who will recognize a Hosky. They'll be like, oh my god,
oh shit.
I'll be like, oh yeah, I've got one Hosky NFT.
Yeah, nice. Yours is a good one though. It's nice pinky, I think.
Yeah, I do enjoy it.
Anywho, the other thing is. See this Hosky here? This is not my one. But this
is for the people at home who either have a look at your
it'll be on the screen
art now. But if you're not looking at that for some unknown reason, it's basically just like a Hosky doggo picture with bit picture with
in an office.
Yeah,
it's an office environment. Yeah. So he's got a little clock in the top right hand, a calendar, a laptop and a couple of pens and a mug.
Yeah.
Now, what's special about this is I designed this. This is mine. And
Get it out of here.
This is now on the blockchain. So a design of mine is now there. And so we'll I'll bring up I'll bring up another photo which I believe I created somewhere in here, which was the original design. Oh geez, maybe I hope I didn't delete it. Maybe I put it in memes folder. But there was here we go, Busy Hosky. So you can see they've made some changes and for the better as well. I was actually kind of, so basically there was a competition saying, hey, put in a trait. And so a bunch of people put in, a Hosky mask of Charles Hoskinson or the Ada whale. So the Hosky dog became a whale and shit like that. Now a meme floating around has been busy Hosky, very busy. I'm too busy. And so that's just a meme on the Discord. And I was like, I can work with that. I found a random office pixelated thing just copied this mug, this laptop, this holder here was copied directly from that. Essentially, I created them and then sort of copied them over. The clock is my original design and the calendar as well. And I was kind of disappointed because I fucked up. I should have made that a 0 to go in with the normal Hosky thing. And I think I should have made those white and better. But anyway, I I didn't think they included it in the design, but no, this is apparently someone has minted this one. I don't imagine they've created their own based off of my design. I imagine this is an actual mint. And so yeah, they've got like the little Hosky calendar up the top left. They kept the clock, they kept the mug, and laptop and stuff all pretty much the same. So
wow,
we talked about should the mere mortals create an NFT sometime. Doesn't even matter, man.
Already
I can
done.
Get my
He's created.
No sweat. And so that was
this is amazing.
So that was what actually triggered me to buy another 3 Hoskys in those intermeeting minutes, because I was on the Discord and saw some guy was saying, oh, he just posted it randomly, and I went, that's fucking mine. That's my one.
Oh,
Woo!
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right. I've talked a bit about Hosky now, and yeah, I learnings from this is I don't want to ruin the experience. I want to keep it as fun, as interesting as it has been. So I suppose like the thoughts will be, okay, how can I get out of the mindset of, I think, treating NFTs as an investment as a whole, because I think that's a dangerous path for me to go down. I'm not sure it's wise. No. But on the opposite side of the argument, we have your experience, which has been more, you've been investing in them, right?
Well, I'll get into it in a moment. Let's do the Boostagrams first, and then I'll go back to it, because I've got something similar happening, I guess, in a weird way. Not Hosky related, unfortunately, for the Hoskys are playing at home. But I'll tell you all about it after the Boostagram Lounge. Okay,
cool. So for those who are just wondering, this is a value for value podcast.
Correct.
We don't do any advertising. We don't do any shilling apart from Hosky, but I'm not getting paid for it. We rely...
I mean, you do. You got money. You got some from Vegas.
He sent it through, but... Wow. Nah. I mean, they sent it through for me to give out. And by the way, if anyone wants any Hosky and they don't have any, hit me up.
Yeah, you have to have no Hosky
by the end.
Well, no, as in like.
Oh yeah,
that's a stipulation.
No, the stipulation is you have to have like less than 10 million. Because I'll send you through a couple of million. So I don't mind doubling your portfolio. But if you got 7 trillion. I'm not sending it through.
Okay, good call. Yeah. You've already got 0.7%.
Yeah, value for value podcast. So basically, we just ask for value in return. Now, this can come in many ways. It can be you offering support if you think the live stream could use some improvements. If the audio is not to the proper quality, well, tell us in the chat. We need to know these things. If you think, Kyron, if I'd been posting in there before about how I was disappointed the busy Hosky didn't get in. If someone knew about that, they could have been like, oh, Mere Mortals podcast. Your design actually got in. And then I would have known, and I got lucky that I found it. It would have been good if someone had been like, hey, Kyron, it's actually in there, mate.
And that would have been cool.
That would have even, imagine if that had come up in the live chat right then. As it was happening. And then the other aspect is an actual monetary amount. So if we're enabled with streaming Satoshis. So if you go into one of the cool new podcasting apps, you can upload a bit of Lightning Bitcoin onto that and stream it through as you watch us and send us a Boostagram, which
can't wait till we streamed Hosky. That'd be the way. That would be the way if we can get streamed Hosky.
Oh boy, getting excited.
Well, let's get into it, because we got quite a few different people sending us Boostagrams this time around, which is really great. First one I'm going to read out is Dave Jones, sending 2,112 sats using Castamatic. Thank you, Dave. Says, my zombie scheme starts with a treehouse and a pulley delivered rope ladder. If it's next to a lake or river, then you can possibly fish right from the treehouse. That's all I've got so far. I like it. That was from our conversation around zombie apocalypse and what would you do if you had a year to prepare.
Now, the funny thing with that is it's actually a really good idea, because the thing that would turn me off completely of bunkering down somewhere is that I just wouldn't be outdoors, wouldn't get the sunlight, wouldn't hear the birds chirping and stuff. So that idea of a treehouse where you can fish from,
That's actually, I was thinking you could be like a really massive complex up in the air.
Yeah, 100%.
And never have to come down.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dave Jones with the sideways thinking. Idea. I like it. Another one from Dave, 2,112 sats, again using Castamatic. He says, have you read the book I Am Legend by Richard Matheson?
I haven't No, I've seen the movie. I think most people have seen the movie.
Yeah, I have indeed. He says it's good and very strange. Okay. So I haven't. I would be interesting actually to read it to see if it would be similar to the actual movie itself, the book. So perhaps, okay. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
I appreciate those two Boostagrams, Dave. Here's one from Signs of New Growth.
Yep.
So he sends 1,111 sats using Fountain.
Oh, thank you.
He says, reviewing what and how other podcasting 2.0 compatible creators are doing is a great idea.
Yeah. So
we definitely listen very closely to that.
Yeah. So Signs of New Growth is an artist. It's kind of hard to tell because I believe there's the guy who's putting it online and then there's the artist. So I'm not sure who I'm exactly speaking to when I send them stuff. But basically, like he'll come out with a song every now and then, and I'll just play it. I like his voice. It's not music I'm going to be playing per se, when I'm out in the park handstanding and stuff. But they're doing something interesting. They're moving away from the Spotify world and experimenting with value for value. So I was like,
well, cool.
I'll send them through stuff, and that is brilliant info. Like that's two people now who have told me that would be a good idea, and so that is, made me think, okay, I should not fuck around with it.
Put some effort into it. I think it would be a good thing with some effort. Yep.
Yep. So thank you very much, Signs of New Growth. I believe that's Anthony. That's very much appreciated.
And finally, this was a phenomenal one, and I don't believe that he is on the online right now because he's probably working, which is Peter.
Yes, Peter the Slav.
So he's not here. He's not on here right now, is he? Because he couldn't make it today.
He had work or something.
Yeah. So, but anyways, he sent Never Go Full NFT podcast.
And
1,234 sats sent using Fountain.
So thank you, Peter. And I'm gonna have to bring up something here, which was a meme I created just for you, Peter. And so you went full NFT. Never go full NFT. So that's my a Hosky.
And the Hoskys had
the
it
Hosky.
Well. We went full NFT. We've gone all the way NFT. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the Boostagram Lounge. Again, appreciate everyone who sent through a boost. Also, if you're streaming it as well.
Yep.
It's still like NFTs. This is like literally 2017 NFTs. What we're talking about right now with podcasting 2.0. Like you're literally that early. So you think you're in Hosky or you're in any sort of cryptocurrency. This is like this is like buying Ethereum in 2016. This is what we're talking about right now. This is early as
it's I'm chatting with the devs on
the creators of all of these apps.
I'm on a first name basis with the devs, and
you're the first name basis with the creator of podcasting 2.0.
Yes.
So, anyways,
and the creator of podcasting, the one and the same man. So just jumping to the chat very quickly here. So a couple of people saying like I'm aiming for getting 1 trillion close. That's Celtex. Very cool Celtex.
Damn.
That's
man, can't believe there's actually people there with 0.1%.
Yeah, there's
wow.
People there getting about 2 billion an epoch with 400 NFTs. The more NFTs you have, if you want Hosky, it's better to use your ADA to get Hosky NFTs to stake them, rather than to use your ADA to stake. Mm-hmm. But the whole point of one of the points of Hosky is to incentivize people to go to smaller stake pools, which actually they've done a fucking fantastic job for me.
How many Hosky NFTs is there?
The 420,000 in total, and they've sold about 210 as we speak. So there will be a point where I imagine they'll sell out, and then that's when you could maybe see people going like, oh, I need to buy this Hosky NFT to get Hosky.
Well, here's the weird thing. So let's talk numbers before you keep going through the comments. Talk numbers. Book games, right? Book games from VFriends, from Gary V. Now that's 125,000 tokens, right? They have burned 6,000 of them, and still going to be burning quite a few more. Mm-hmm. Now, 125,000 NFTs is a lot. Now, 420,000 is a lot more, but it's only 4 times more. And the ecosystem that I guess Gary's playing is probably like 1 million people. Let's just say it's roughly about that. The Discord have about 300,000 people. So if Hosky can bring in, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million views, now that's a lot, but it might not be a lot in a couple of years. Now, each book game is currently worth 0.5 Ethereum. Right? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money per book game token.
About 800, maybe $900 at the time of speaking.
No. 0.5 Ethereum.
Yeah.
That's $2,500.
Oh, sorry.
Ethereum,
wow.
my man.
Yeah, my bad.
So,
damn. Got that wrong.
With 125,000, in fact, there's actually 119,000 of them at the moment remaining. That puts it at, if I do some calculations correctly, in Australian dollars, book games as a whole is $285 million.
That's wild, man.
Right? As a company, let's just say. Can you imagine that? That's nuts. Now, I'm just thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, say Hosky doesn't go that well, but they can get enough eyeballs that they actually buy all of the tokens and then build some sort of let's say 2 million people that are actually willing to trade and play around it. It's a lot, but it's not going to be a lot perhaps in 2 years. Now, if you're talking the same market cap, then it's like, oh, now it becomes like an incentive. And now I guess there's the differentiation. Obviously, this is my mindset of investing versus playing. Now, I'm going to give you my example where NFTs came originally for me, not as an investment. It came as I wanted to support someone who I knew had been delivering for a long time. And I went, oh, I do believe in this. I more went into it with the mindset of, I think this kind of gets me into a club of sorts, into a group where I can interact with these sort of people, specifically Gary Vee and maybe others.
Yep.
I got sold on the whole stadium idea, going to a conference. Now, all of that, yeah, great. Obviously, it's become great investments and a lot of the other things that I've invested in. But I actually have a particular one, which I found through VFriends, which is Dapper Dinos, which that one has slightly veered away from the investment mindset and now to almost like the fun mindset.
Yeah,
Why I say this. So each one of the Dapper Dinos that I bought them off Mint, and one that I didn't buy off Mint. And I've made, they've done well. Like, it's not like I lost any money on them. No, I've done well off them. However, I now starting to view them less as, oh, if I buy another one, is it going to be a good investment now for a year down the track or something? But rather because they're about to come out with play to earn games, fossil tokens, which is from what we're talking around for most people who are listening to this. Imagine like a Hosky token, right? Just it's sort of like, it's not a shitcoin, but it's a token that's utilized for this particular ecosystem.
Yep.
Now they have, not probably unlike Hosky, maybe about the same amount of people viewing it, and it's still at a particular value. But I'm more caring about, maybe I want to buy another 2 dinos purely because it allows me to breed. They've got the not Tinder but Dinder. Dinder, which is where you can put up your dino so that other people can match with your dino to have breed together. So there's all these sort of like play that they're doing, which is like really, really smart and cool. And that one's starting to veer away from, I don't really care how much I've spent or profited off them. I just want to have enough that I can partake in the system and enjoy it. Now, they're not, like Hosky, a very meme-driven style of place. They're more of, because the community, they're mostly dads, I would say, people with family members, and they do play games here now and there.
Yeah.
But there's a big focus on trivia, or come along and have a game of this, or have a game of that. And so I see that's probably the first NFT at least that I own. So they're not CNFT, just a full NFT, where I go, oh man, I'm starting to view this now more as just fun ecosystem, and I'd be willing to put money not to invest, but to play in the game and play with others. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah. Whereas still for me, anything VFriends related, everything else, I still look at it very much like an investment. So like, VFriends Series 2 is about to come out in April, right?
Could you not view it as an investment? Like,
I don't think I can.
Maybe you buy something and then, it was to support them, and then it suddenly becomes 100,000. Can you still not view that as an investment in your mind, or is it like that amount of money attached to it just automatically makes it a?
I think so. I think so, because even a few of the others, like Series 2 and the others, unless they, like if they stuck around at a low price, then I would be like, oh, and there's other things around it, then I'd find it fun. But I think just the NFT space at the moment kind of predicts that either you're going to go in and you're going to get rug pulled, or just shit it on and lose most of your money, or it's going to do phenomenally well. There's no one really out there that are like, oh, they'll just hold at that value. You know what I mean? Like you'll mint them at 0.5 and they stay at 0.5, 0.6 forever. Gotcha. They don't really do that. They either kind of like rocket up 10x, or you lose most of your money. Proof Collective. Again, I've talked about it on this podcast a little while back. So the Proof Collective are doing their own like special 10,000 PFP style NFT, which I really want to get into. I think it's the 16th of April. I'm like, okay, I don't want to miss out again, because the original Proof Collective, 1,000 tokens, what are they on right now? Remember, guys and girls, I could have bought it at 2 Ethereum, and I just thought, no.
Slowly bringing the
67 Ethereum floor as of today. So this is, again, investment. Now, if I that one's an interesting one, because if I had bought that one, right, what it gets you is a private, like 1,000 people community or less, because how many people own them, where you basically get to chat to Kevin Rose, listen to their podcast earlier than it gets released, a few other things where you get like the alpha of what thing is going to coming out in the NFT space that they're looking at. But if it hit 60, like, 67 Ethereum, am I going to be still thinking about it as like, oh, this is what gets me into the community? Doesn't matter that it's that value.
Yeah.
Or am I going to go, this is $250,000.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Probably time I might cash this out and buy a house. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, you're like, oh, it's hard to not think of it as an investment.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, you need to be a little bit rational, even though the emotional side's like, oh, well, I really want to stay in this club. Well, yes, but now you're starting to think more of an investment. So
yeah,
you got to stop the NFT madness somewhere.
And this is why we will never be millionaires. Well, multi millionaire, like 9-figure millionaires, because buying Bitcoin back in the day, you had a bunch of Bitcoin, and yet when it rose in price to a point where it's like, it's almost like you can't justify having it anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I need to get rid of this.
And my rationality with selling Bitcoin early was investing. Right, it was an investment mindset. So I think to hold things for a really long time.
Yeah, it has to be ideological.
Well, with Bitcoin or anything like. Now, in saying all this, VFriends, I still hold VFriends. Now, it has gone up to like a 25-year floor, and I didn't sell. So I am looking at it as an investment, but maybe because of the time when I grabbed it, it wasn't so much an investment mindset. It was like, oh, I really want to be part of this group. Perhaps that one's still, there's some level of an investment, but more of the branches that it's creating that's leading to investments as opposed to the core one itself. So maybe there I'd still see it. But again, what am I going to be thinking if it hits 100 ETH floor, right? If it become a Bored Ape Club style thing and that's 100 ETH floor,
yes.
What are you doing there? You're kind of like, are you really sticking around? Are you not? Like that's we're not multi-millionaires here at the Mere Mortals.
One's like, I've got 2 of them,
Yeah. So you got to think about okay, what that would eventuate. But some NFT madness.
For sure. Yeah, well, I suppose the point I wanted to get onto now was why am I looking at this as an investment? What has changed in the last couple of months? And I think it has just been hanging around Twitter has sort of been the catalyst for that. I don't think if I'd used Twitter as much this last couple of months, I would have even looked at it. And that's just simply because
my whole feed is NFT.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more things in Twitter, but my feed is pure NFT. Yeah. There is nothing else. Some cryptocurrency in general, but man, just NFT is galore.
Mine's 90% Cardano, 10% podcasting 2.0, and then of the Cardano stuff, it's like 80% of that's NFT
Hosky
things. Well, Hosky and NFTs. And the thing is, like, I haven't been selective in getting them. It's sort of just like, oh, okay, I'll follow this person, I'll follow this person. Yeah. But
just trends towards it.
Yeah. So the other thing, I'll switch over onto the screen again and bring up another damning piece of evidence against myself. So if you're checking out your screen now, so I showed you that wallet where it had 47 now 50 Hosky NFTs. I have more than one wallet one, and so if we're going over to the other wallet, this is my randoms one. And so if I bring this up, and I'll try and zoom in a little bit as well. I've got another 44 NFTs in that one. Non-Hosky as well. 2 of these.
Oh,
2 of these
man.
were the first ones I bought, and this project has subsequently just died.
Evaporated?
Yep.
Good.
There's 36 of these Duo color cards and 1 of the Duo black card. I didn't actually buy them. I just participated in their games, and they sent them through to me. These are the 2 investment ones, which is like the Sacred Fems and the Disco Solaris. The one I actually really have been sort of on the border between it with the Disco Solaris is that there's an actual sort of stuff behind it in terms like there's a musician who's making music purely for it. There's an artist who's making, etc. art purely for it. And I really like the music, man. It's all like churches, Kavinsky's like Drive Night Call. The song that she created is Fly Me to the Moon. It's sort of like all 80s retro stuff.
Cool. Okay.
And I've actually been enjoying that. So that's one where it's sort of like, I can't tell. If I hold one of it, it's a fun thing. If I get more, then it's an investment.
It's an investment.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
And then these other random ones here are, that one's my legitness for voting for Hosky at the CNFT Awards, which I won, by the way. Good on you, Hosky. I can't remember what that one's from. And I bought a handle. So if you want to send ADA to me, Juan, all you have to do is a $sign and mere mortals, and you can send that through to me, and it'll come to my address. Cool, well done. Yeah.
I should probably buy the meremortals.eth.
Meremortals.eth
handle as well, actually.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Yeah, well, when we talk about DigitalOcean and that stuff, and the names and website domains and stuff, that'll come up because there's a lot of stuff related to that. So I just wanted to bring all this up, to be honest, and just say, Kyron, I'm calling myself out again. Don't do it. Don't think.
Well, the people on the chat are probably gonna say otherwise. They're probably all like, nonsense. 400 more NFT Hosky NFTs to go.
Yeah.
To reach your first milestone. That's what they'd be saying for sure. I mean, I'd be keen to see if there's many of them still listening. You know, for you as a Hosky member, what do they call themselves?
I don't think there's a name.
I'm going to say the Hoskians.
Degenerates, idiots. Idiots is probably right up there. I was meant to make a bunch of idiot jokes about myself today, but I thought it was. Yeah,
let's just say that
it's just fairly obvious.
It
doesn't require much.
The Hosky idiots. What makes you want to continue purchasing? Is it the investment promise?
Well, this is the weird thing.
Or is it the fun?
I don't think they know either, because I've seen guys say the exact thing that I've said, which is, I can't stop buying. I don't know why I'm buying these, but I want another 6. And they'll go and do it. And you can see they'll just be like, oh, you know, I got one just before. Let me bring it up. And this is sort of like a clean version. This is a kind of... so the original Hosky token is a blue background, the original fur, original eyes, and like original mouth. So the 4 trait ones are kind of like, they're almost rarish in a way, if you want to call, 10,000 of them out rare, of 200,000 rare or something. It's probably a little bit less. Yeah, there's probably about 1,000 and a bit of them. Yeah. And so I just pulled this one, and I was overjoyed, man. I was like, holy fuck! Like, this is the cleanest Hosky I've got so far. Blue background. The eyes and the mouth aren't super great, but the golden Labrador fur as well. I was really happy with myself. I just went, why am I happy about this? What's wrong with it?
You know what the crazy thing is? This reminds me of what probably 2017 NFTs used to be like, because CryptoPunks was free, right? And it was, I guess at the time, no one really knew that it was going to be a great investment, but it was at the time like, oh, it's cool. Like, I've got this. There's a little spark of, it's the joy of just having it for the art, like we've talked about, or just like it's cool and it's part of a community. Yeah. I don't know what it was like, but say Bored Ape, when it was $200 to mint and buy, people went into it because it was, again, it's just a community. People found it fun that it was, this type of trade or that type of trade. There wasn't all this conversation until now. It's made a lot of money. So I wonder, now let's hope for all of the idiots listening to us from Hosky that it does go well and it becomes huge, right? Because I'm sitting next to a billionaire and you guys, or I'll play back this particular episode and be like, did you know that the Mere Mortals was listened to by like 32 billionaires at some point? and I'll replay this particular thing. I'll be like,
holy shit.
I'll be like,
how amazing would that be? Oh,
it would be like, playing it back in like 2024, 2025, being like, look at all the billionaires talking shit on this fucking YouTube video. Look at the comment. Look at his ears. And they would just love that. No. And it would also become the funnest Discord with all these people just like wildly rich. Just completely...
actual Lambo,
but I wonder what the community would be like at that point. Because, see, one thing I liked about the VFriend communities, it's sort of stayed... let's say 80% of the way of what it used to be. There's some...
It can't be 100%.
It's not going to ever be 100%, but it still hold it now. I think it's 100 ETH, 200 ETH floor. Something crazy happens. Will it always remain like that? Or will people buy in with more money that will dilute that enough that then you lose that interest? If each one of those Hoskies was worth, let's put some money, $1,000, right? USD, AUD, whatever. how does it change your mentality with them?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, a lot.
Right? So like say for the people at home, like, you know, these people listening, like 400 of them and $1,000 each. Do you start going, oh, I'm going to start selling them off every week? Or do you still keep collecting in the hopes of Hosky? Like how does that mentality shift?
Yeah.
That would be interesting. So when they do become $1,000 each, or to the man out there who's almost at 0.7%.
There's got to be people with thousands as well. Like hundreds. I've seen multiple people claiming hundreds and seen wallets with actual hundreds of them. So I bet there's people out there with thousands.
What Musings number is this?
286, I believe.
So for Musings 712, I'm going to be like, how do we deal with our Hosky overlords? the trillionaires walking around the planet just looking after everything and being degenerates.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So Vegas Pool, who I mentioned just before, is what's up, Vegas? He was the I suppose like the serious part of Hosky. I shouldn't say that because the Hosky token himself, he can be serious. Vegas is maybe the brains behind it. He's the coder. He's the one doing the dirty hard work.
Have we called out Vegas directly while he's been listening to us before? Because I do appreciate Vegas, the fact that you sent us Hosky. Yes. Even though when you said no, really, to help hand out. So big shout out to you, Vegas. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, agreed. And so he's chimed in and he says, would be more than happy to do an AMA with you guys, and I'm sure we could get Hosky involved. And this was in response to another guy talking about it. I had thought about this before, to be honest, and I was sort of on the fence because I was like, I wouldn't know how to structure the conversation because I have a tendency to make them philosophical. I'd want to get into like the philosophy of Hosky, I guess, and I just want to make sure I got the dynamic right. And I was sort of on the fence, but after this April Fool's thing, I was like, "Nah, this is fucking too funny. Like, I have to do it now." So, I'll be reaching out soon, mate. Thanks for that. And he says they're doing it because of the community. I would agree with that. I think I've seen enough times when people come in with ideas of like, "Oh, we should do a raid on this, or we should, limit the supply by doing this, or we should blah blah blah," and everyone. By and large, people just knock them back and be like, "Do you like tacos? What the fuck's wrong with you? This is a joke, mate. Don't take it too seriously."
Which is what, in essence, builds it up to be such a big thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah,
it is. It's like by being anti it going up, by moving away. Let's be broader, be mere mortals here. By moving away from actually targeting the fact of it going up in price and focusing on the floor price and all that. Yeah. You then in turn build the right community to then enable it to be a worth sort of token.
That's the fascinating dynamic. How do you go that fine line between being serious and not serious, between creating something of value but also making sure that it's worthless and that people know it's worthless. The dynamic between trolling and helping people out because they've accidentally sent in like 20,000 ADA, which some people have done. And Vegas as well has sent people 20,000 ADA. Hence the zombie hotkeys. And then he says, "Yay the brains," and to educate, and that is probably the main value of Hosky.
Here's a direct story from just today, literally today. I went and interviewed someone at the gym. Okay. Yeah. I have never spoken to her about anything crypto related, blockchain related, nothing. Her comment was, "Oh, I actually listened to a little bit of your podcast. I know about Hosky now." Just today. Nothing got said, but knew about Hosky. Nice. And I was like, mind blown. I was just like, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool. That
is pretty funny. So, hey, Vegas, Juan is going to VCon in Minneapolis. How do you say
Minneapolis.
That?
Minnesota, Minneapolis. Yeah. So Vegas, very quickly, I'm going in May to VCon, which is a V-conference, which is Gary V's V-Friend conference, which basically is going to be like, 10,000 plus people all caring about NFTs people, and whatnot. Yeah. If somehow someone can get me Hosky apparel, I will wear it at VCon for one of those days.
Beautiful.
So, it'll be like Logan Paul. There's going to be Dixie D'Amelio, Charlie D'Amelio, whole host of people, the creator of Gymshark, those sort of people, and Gary. And I want to be wearing a Hosky-related jumper and see if anyone comes and
Juan's promised me he's going to flirt with Eva Longoria.
Yeah.
And, Juan's got game people, so just saying.
So if even Longoria afterwards is wearing a Hosky jumper, you know where it came from.
Oh, jeez. Far out. That's too funny. Okay, everyone, I think that's
That's gonna have to do it.
I do have international experience, 100% true. I traveled all over South America, Latin America for 14 months. So yes. Only the other day, I refunded $1,700 and made a mistake, giving him $5,000. The receiver then kindly returned the $3,300. Oh, Vegas. Oh, hey, man. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, man. Beautiful. Okay, so what are the outcomes from this NFT? Have I purged myself? Has the intervention worked? I guess. I don't know. This is why you're such a good friend of mine. Like, you help me keep on the straight and narrow. So if you hear me talking about like
I think here's my thoughts, and this is probably all goes to the idiot Huskies as well who are listening to us, is when it comes into your mind that it feels like it needs to be an investment, I think that's a time that you need to pause buying more to expecting more. At that point, I would say, at the point that it becomes a mindset of investing, like really you're like, oh, I want to see the benefit or the outcome of like monetary wise or something else. I think there's where you'd have to like pause, take stock and go, okay, well, now let's calculate it. Like if I do, X amount day on day out for every epoch, what's that roughly going to do? Let's predict it so that you actually start viewing it against something and put some sort of strategy in place. But if it doesn't feel that way yet, and only like a small portion, and it's fun, then yeah, as long as people are doing it with money that they can lose. Yeah. For sure. Which I know you're doing, and I'm probably sure most of the Hosky folks are doing as well. I don't imagine that they're doing it with money that they are going to absolutely regret if it goes to zero.
Yeah.
Or disappears, because not really zero, it's already zero. Well, it's not zero, but if it goes completely away, that you won't regret.
I think the other portion is, I briefly touched on it, but they're doing good things for Cardano as well. So, you don't want a meme token or a coin that's destroying the value of the chain somewhat. So, they're doing real well, because just for myself, I've noticed, I staked with a smaller stake pool. I avoided the Sunday swap big ISPO because I wanted Hosky. And so they convinced me to stay there. I'm on the verge of splitting up my ADA and my Hosky to go to two different pools so that I can get even more Hosky and sort of, help out another pool. So
diversify.
So yeah. So if I suppose like if I start to notice like maybe they're getting, too aggressive, or maybe, and let's just not even put this on Hosky, if like your NFT project is not, I guess, helping everyone, like if it's getting to the point of,
well, when the focus goes back onto profit taking, or into like the creators of Hosky and the people who, there's probably a few people there that made a lot of money, right? In a good way. It's not like they're shouting out from the rooftops or, utilizing that to try to create more money. It's like, cool.
Well, they're using it to help other people. They give, 25,000, they put 25,000 into a pool and help it sort of mint blocks and stuff. So
exactly. So like when you see stuff like that, so again, I mentioned Dapper Dinos earlier, right at the very start, as soon as they sold out from the Dinos, they can't remember the exact figure. It was like thousands, like tens of thousands of dollars that they gave away to girls who code type of deal, like straight up, just heaps of money that went to them, and the community got to pick where that money went to, I believe, if I can remember correctly. So straight away I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like they're actually giving back straight away, and they've got a plan in play of how to go about. So for me, it's like there's no real chatter of like, oh, is it going to go up in floor value? There is some of that in the community, but as the creators or the owners, it's like, no, we're building like this cool thing that we want to do. And that's what it sounds like in a Hosky space as well. For sure. All right. I think that's a good place to end it. I want to say a big thanks to the Hosky team, Vegas. Vegas, Hosky Token, Danksy, the Bigler Hosky, like all the randoms. The wild ride you motherfuckers put me through in like the last 3 days, going from, oh fuck, it's a genuine rug to buying some more, to getting my background in the Hosky NFTs has been amazing. Wait until they see Eva Longoria with a Hosky shirt, Hosky jumper, man. They're gonna. Someone hit me up with this apparel next. I'm dead serious. I will get someone famous wearing it. Like dead set. There's enough people going there. I'm gonna take some pictures. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said.
I'm just going to leave it valley for valley. We've done
Yeah.
this live. If you're listening to it afterwards, go check out the Hosky Discord channel.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not even going to say it to us. Sure, we're valley for valley. Go do a Boostagram or whatever.
No, I'm putting the Hosky Discord link in our thing for this episode.
Hosky Discord, go check it out. If you want to see a community that is just fun, has some memes, talks good smack, you'll enjoy it.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that. Me and Mortalites, really appreciate everyone who's joined on. Juan, out.
Viva, viva. Karen out.
Good.
Thank you. Alrighty, ending the stream here. Thank you everyone who's
Appreciate it, guys.
hung around to the end. Apologies, I couldn't get to all of you, and if there was stuff happening in the actual Discord, I don't know, it's hard to maintain all of those
Multitask.
things.
I'm going to go check out those comments afterwards.
Yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good. Peace.
Thank you.